All right, well, welcome everybody. This is the State Building Code Council Legislative Committee meeting for today, the 3rd of April. Most of the things have kind of dropped off the list that we're most concerned with as being dead bills. The 15552 that we were talking about last time, Dustin was able to give some information about that to the sponsors and made some good changes. So you want to go ahead and talk about that, Dustin, quick?
Well, let's do a quick roll call and then
Oh, yeah.
we'll skip into the legislative update.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I should follow the agenda, right?
Yeah, we can try. It's not approved, but we'll try.
Yeah, okay.
Tom Handy,
Here.
Todd Bayreuther,
Here.
Jay Arnold,
Here.
Damon Doyle, Roger Haringa, Shell Anderson, Matthew Hepner, and Representative Alex Ramley. So we are still short one person for a quorum.
All right. Well, unless anybody objects, we'll go ahead with the agenda anyway, just as a guideline.
So do we want to review the minutes in case there's any input and we just won't final action them today?
Well, if anybody's got any input on them and they want to bring it forward, we can do that, sure.
None here.
All right, then I will jump right into the legislative update. As spoken a little bit earlier, there's been some changes that I think that we are favorable for. So last night was another cutoff, and so the bill tracking sheet that I posted does not reflect all of the changes as of last night. So we have some more dead bills as of now as compared to what was posted. And so I'm going to share the screen and with an updated tracking sheet. So it won't fully match what was posted yesterday, but this is the most current information for this one. Let me get ready here. All right. So this is the most current tracking sheet. Here on the left-hand side are all the alive bills that we've looked at here this session, and on the right and flowing down to the bottom are all the bills that we've looked at that are now dead. First one I wanted to point to is the agritourism bill is Senate Bill 5055. That one is now in the dead pile here. We also have the elevator bill, Senate Bill 5156 is also in our now dead. Both of these we would expect to come back in next session in the short session. So they're not completely dead, but we'll see them next year. But for this year, they are out of our hair for the moment. And then getting to Senate Bill 5552, which is the Kit Homes bill. I want to bring over the striker amendment language that was put out on this one. So in the House, there were some amendments offered by us to the sponsors and the committee. And the one that we're looking at here for the definition of kit homes wasn't anything that we offered up there, but I think it's a good change and it further defines what kit homes are. And that last sentence there, kit homes does not mean pallet shelters or other prefabricated shelters designed to be used as temporary emergency shelters. So that's nice to have that in there. And then the other change in this one is down here in the new section. They changed the rulemaking to be done by December 31st of 2025 to be rulemaking done by November 1st of 2026. This allows us to include it in the 2024 codes and pursue an off-cycle rulemaking process that will give us a little bit more time and not impact the tight schedule we have for the main body of the 2024 codes. And so this specific change was offered up by SBCC, and I'm glad to see it in there. Any little pressure releases we can have for the 2024 cycle are grateful. I'm very grateful for. So those are the updates on that particular bill. Looking forward to the week ahead. There's no hearings or other stuff that we need to be mindful of and potentially prep anything for. But as always, I will preface that with a stay tuned to that one. And then Todd, I see your hand.
I was just going to make a couple comments on 5552. I think those are good changes. It's interesting that they called out pallet shelters specifically, since that's a name of a company, but I don't know if that's unusual or not, but I don't know if they're necessarily opposed. I saw yesterday in Senate Housing, they did a workshop and gave a bunch of presentations, and pallet shelters was one of them. So I think this does give us the flexibility we're looking for, meaning we have now, I see a couple options. The off cycle, like you said, next year, but I've been asked by industry whether or not they can submit under the IRC window, which we anticipate opening up in 2 weeks, right? We wouldn't be opposed to that, and it would also make sense, right, that someone could propose an IRC amendment in the normal code cycle.
Totally possible.
Okay. That's it.
Cool, thank you. And I don't have anything else to update on the session for this meeting.
Okay, well, thanks. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring forward here?
I'll raise, Roger and I have been preparing for next week's BRFW meeting, where anticipate taking action on a couple tabled items that the council pushed back down to the committee to do further either public process or code correlation. Jay, the one thing I was thinking, that we're also going to have a hearing on the embodied carbon amendment. And I've reached out trying to get any input from like City of Spokane, for example. I was going to reach out to Spokane Valley. I don't know if you have ideas on the west side where we might, since this is likely, if it goes through, it's going to go in as an amendment in the IBC for local adoption. It would be great to have a little bit of feedback from jurisdictions that may or may not be considering it, what they would be looking for. So if you have ideas.
We'll talk offline, but good idea, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Cool.
All right, anything else? Michelle, welcome. We're just kind of wrapping up into
Thanks. Sorry, I'm late.
other business, so
Well, with that,
unless we could go back now and do that.
we could run back through and approve the minutes.
Yeah.
And you know, we didn't need to take any action on anything for all the update there, so we could dispense with that if we want to.
Hey, Dustin, one last bill. Sorry to interrupt. I see Ways and Means is they're in executive session now. I think there's a hearing today on 1183, which was on our list also, which was primarily development code, but there was a couple things about.
That was the one that had the elevator stuff in it, and that elevator language was removed and only existed then in that 5156 bill. So that bill is no longer impactful to SBCC.
Okay. I thought there was some. Yeah, you're right. Maybe there was just exceptions for modular and mass timber, but you're right. Maybe it doesn't affect any of the codes. Okay. Building codes. Okay, thanks.
Do you want to bring up those
Yeah.
minutes real quick? Okay. Get them off the table.
One moment here. Close that, close that. Here. All right, so coming up first, I have the March 25th minutes, which was the one we had on a Tuesday to discuss testimony for the Kit Bills hearing in the House, and then also the agritourism bill hearing in the House. And do we want to maybe make a motion on both of them or take them one at a time?
Well, unless anybody's got any changes they want to make, we can probably do them both.
Okay. And then the minutes for our March 27th meeting, there was not much but a update on some of these bills. Came right after our testimony, so there wasn't a lot of movement on things at that particular point in time for this body.
Entertain a motion.
I
Move
moved.
approval of both minutes.
I'll second. This is Todd.
All right, I think everybody moved and Todd seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Very good. That's done. Hey, Dustin, do you know if there was any on that agritourism thing? Do you know if any of our comments had any weight in that?
I
going
heard
away,
back
or-
I heard back from the prime sponsor. They thanked us for the input and that they would keep it in mind, or I guess in their pocket for future stuff. I'm not sure if they intend to bring any revisions to that back in the next session. But we should be okay on that. And I guess quick question, do we need to approve the agenda? We followed it, but I don't think it's I'd have to consult Robert's rules on that, and it's probably take more time than we have on this meeting.
Well, we can easily just quick do it since we prove what we just accomplished.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you saying you want a motion, Chair?
Please.
I'd move approval of the agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. Then I think that that's all we have, unless anybody has any other business.
Not
Todd, have
seeing
you
any-
heard anything from the governor yet?
Not on any additional appointments. I have, so there's been four appointments out of the 7 slots that we had open. So I have a new appointment for Todd Byruther. I have a new appointment for Roger Herringa. I have a new appointment for Katie Sheehan, and I have a new appointment for Dan Young. So I don't have a reappointment for Damon Doyle. I don't have a replacement for Craig Holt. And not Ty Menser, Matthew Hepner is up for reappointment, and I don't have anything for him. And so I'm not hearing anything out of the governor's office since the last tickle we sent, which seemed to have developed the 4 appointments we did get. And so we are sitting okay for quorum and doing council business at this point.
Good news.
That's great for a few people and not for others. Did you hear anything before the appointments? Was there like advance warning, like you might hear more advance warning for Damon or Matthew, or did it just
No,
come out of the blue?
I believe I had something that Matt wasn't specifically interested in being reappointed. I've had some interest from other cities asking about how to apply for that position. And other official communications, I haven't heard anything on the other positions. And then I did hear one other thing, that the Craig Holt position is being taken in a little bit different process, since it's not necessarily a reappointment or it's a different type of vacancy, I guess. And they're maybe treating it a little bit different, but I don't have any official word on that.
Thanks. And the expiration date for, I guess, for Damon and Matthew would be,
This
April-
Saturday, the 5th.
wow, okay.
Hmm.
I sent an email to the governor's office and I asked a few other people to send emails to the governor's office asking for all to be reappointed because I thought they're all doing a good job.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Item number 5. Motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Anybody want to stay?
Second,
All
Any
right.
opposed?
okay,
All right, guys. See y'all later.
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.